This is your poet Danny, and this is poetry from English Plus Podcast. Today's poem is called Bombardment, from my poetry collection, The War Edition. I will start with some thoughts, and then I will continue with the poem. I hope you like it. We have been so consumed by imagining enemies among ourselves, and when we cannot find any worthy foes, we create some. We feed the beast to serve us, but how long can the beast be tamed? When the horns grow long and the claws too sharp to sustain the little game we expect would satisfy it, then we decide to destroy the beast. It no longer serves a purpose except for waging war against whom he stands for, which should have been us. I say we kill the beast. But in our efforts, too many innocent little beasts are slaughtered, or so we tend to call them. The offspring of Satan whom we created, the fruits of our own tree. When a branch dangles too low away from the dense center, it becomes exposed, and then it should be amputated, along with all the flowers and fruits it bore. I'm not mourning the beast. He knew what he was getting himself into, but the young blossoms could have gone either way. We predestined them to hell. Bombardment. Drop another bomb, for something's wrong down there. In the fog of war going on, drop another bomb. A child's running scared, but children are no children in this part of town. They cut their cords and walk from day one. Young lads at 2, decoys at 4, armed and ready at 10. Drop the bomb. Show no quarter. We left them nothing at all. Let us take their lives. Drop another bomb. An old man passing acts like to a prayer going. Arrange the meeting yourself. He's longed for long to meet his maker. Send him there if there is one. The new world is for the young. The revolution must bathe in blood. No place for an old bough supported by young sprouts, taking all their fruits. Let it fall and feed the ones below, soaked in a pool of their own. Drop the bomb and move away. A clear conscience in there you may find. If I only knew what conscience was. Drop the bomb. End his suffering. He has lived for too long. Drop another bomb. Too slow she's moving. Carrying a heavy load in a time of war. Who needs another mouth to feed? Who needs another species to breed and get through a night so dark for years waiting for light with the char of our might? We will drop another bomb. Make sure day never comes along. She doesn't want that child. She doesn't need that child. She cannot feed that child. As long as like locusts we fill the sky, no green left but we keep our quest alive. For one last patch we may devour, then call its taste so sour. How could it be any different? It is still our land. Drop the bomb, and remember, you and I will never forgive ourselves. So drop the bomb. That's an order. So that was Bombardment. I hope you liked the poem. And if you make it this far in the episode, I assume that you liked what you heard in this episode and in English Plus Podcast in general. So I'd appreciate it if you left me your honest review on Apple Podcasts or any podcast player you're using, because that will help the podcast grow and reach more listeners. And you can become a patron of English Plus. The link is in the description. You can become a patron on Patreon, support me to create more content, and as of now, you will get every issue of English Plus Podcast if you become patrons of English Plus Podcast. Now, with that being said, thank you very much for listening to another poetry episode from English Plus Podcast. This is your poet, Danny. I will see you next time.